Thank you for having me here today. I'm really excited to share with you the Stewardship Solutions Toolkit. And I'll talk about what it is, why it's useful to you and your clients, and how to access it. And as Kristen mentioned, I'm the program manager of the Kootenay Conservation Program. We're a network of about 80 different organizations throughout the Kootenays that focus on conservation. And our mandate is to coordinate and facilitate conservation efforts on private land and to generate the support and resources needed to maintain this effort. And many of our partner organizations have a wealth of knowledge and information and resources to help private landowners be good stewards of their property in the Kootenays. So that was the inspiration around the Stewardship Solution Toolkit. So for example, some organizations may have information on habitats for somebody who wants to do fire smarting of their property or improve wildlife habitat. There may be people moving from urban to rural areas who haven't had to deal too much with wildlife-human conflict before and are looking for resources on that. There are many people that move to and live in the Kootenays for the variety of wildlife and natural values that we have here and may want to engage in monitoring. There's people buying and selling farms and ranches, and there's specific resources available for those folks, and including some financial incentives that may be useful for them to know about. So we wanted to put all this information together, and we had originally thought of a booklet, and we realized it would quickly go out of date and it would be very vast and large. So instead, we have directed private landowners right to the source of the most up-to-date and useful information to them. It's kind of, it's a one-stop shop and like a Google of stewardship opportunities specifically for the Kootenays. And so that was the inspiration behind the Stewardship Solutions Toolkit. You can find it online by just Googling Stewardship Solutions Toolkit or going to this specific link. And it's all divided into the regions of the Kootenays. So no matter where you're a realtor working in the Kootenays, there is information specific to your region. So because I'm sitting in Nelson, I'm going to use the example of the west arm of Kootenay Lake. My internet's been a little slow, so I'm just doing it through screenshots today. But I do encourage you to go online after the webinar, find your area and see what resources are available in your specific region. So in the Kootenay Lake West Arm, for example, there's information about fire smarting your property, which not only protects the property of a landowner, but also helps maintain a healthy forest ecosystem to have these forests thinned. The BC Wildlife Federation has information and resources to build or create a wetland on your property. And we've already heard from the Kootenay Lake Partnership about the shorelines guidance document that they offer. The Kootenay and Boundary Farm Advisors Program has a wealth of information, not only how to be a good steward of your farmland, but also how to strengthen your farm business. The Environmental Farm Plan Program works confidentially with farmers to create an environmental plan for their farm. And then those farmers can access up to $80,000 to carry out those activities. Living Lakes Canada has a well monitoring program, so people can start monitoring well water in the face of climate change. In the west arm of Kootenay Lake, there's also the Grizzly Bear Coexistence Solutions project, where Juliet will come to a property and explain and demonstrate how to install and maintain electric fencing to protect livestock and fruit trees, and also provide 50% of the cost back to landowners. WildSafe BC has a whole wealth of information about reducing and preventing human-wildlife conflict. The Kootenay Community Bat Project will visit property owners who have bats living in the buildings and provide information on how to safely evict bats from the property, or if the bats are maintained there, how to participate in the annual bat count to monitor for bat populations. There's a lot of other monitoring citizen science programs like Great Blue Herons, and if people have a rookery on their property or near their property, they can monitor for these birds. There's an osprey monitoring program as well around Kootenay Lake through the Friends of Kootenay Lake. And there's a barn swallow monitoring, bank swallow monitoring program as well that people may want to get engaged in. The Kootenay Native Plant Society has a Camas Watch program, So people can participate in monitoring this culturally significant plant that's found on Marsden Face and the Castlegarden Trail areas. And the Central Kootenay Invasive Species Society has a whole variety of information and resources available for people who are trying to control noxious weeds or invasive plants on their property, and Lori will be talking about that next. There's opportunities for landowners to donate ecologically significant lands to land trusts like the Nature Conservancy of Canada or the Nature Trust of BC. And there's also tax incentives for people who do that through the Federal Eco Gifts program. So this is just a smattering of some of the organizations and resources available in that particular region. And as I mentioned, you can go to your region either by Googling Stewardship Solutions Toolkit or going straight to this website link. And we have some RAT cards that can help people find this website link. And we're happy to provide them to your office. So you have them in your office or in your vehicles or to provide in your client packages. So when the links go out after the webinar, there will be one to sign up and request some of these materials for your office. So I'm going to show you also how to access it online as well. You hover over the different area that you're living in, or what we're calling a conservation neighborhood, and then you click on the one that you're interested in. So again, I'll use the west arm of Kootenay Lake as an example. And then a checkerboard shows up on the website that has a list of all the different resources available in that area or programs. So you can find one that you're interested in, such as the Grizzly Bear Coexistence Solutions, and click the Read More button. And it will give a brief description about that program, the contact information for the person who's running it. And in this case, she doesn't have a website, so otherwise it's quite hard to find. So you can do it through Facebook or contact her directly. And she's also got a video uploaded on how to electric fence for bears. So if we want to go to another one, for example, we could click on constructing a wetland on your property. And so the contact information for the correct person will show up as well. And also sometimes there'll be additional resources listed below. So in this example, this is a brochure specifically for the Kootenays that isn't found on their provincial website. So it's in a sort of a one-stop shop to access those resources. If you'd like to see a full list of all the resources for your region, you can go to the Download PDF Handout button. And when you click on that, you'll get a downloadable PDF format document. And we also have some of these printed for every single region in the Kootenays. So if you're keen to provide these to your clients or to have one for yourself, again, you can request some through that link that will be sent to you. So I hope that's given you some information on the Stewardship Solutions Toolkit and how to find it and why it's useful to your clients, so that they'll not only be happy with getting the new keys to their property, but also getting some stewardship solutions information.